Nancy. I'm a yoga teacher. I'll post another video that talks more about my background and the yoga I teach, but just really quickly, I started doing yoga after I had spine surgery 11 years ago. So I've been practicing yoga for 10 years now, and I've been teaching for a year. So it's been so great for me and my health, and I, teach now and have started to make these videos to share it with more people since where I taught closed down. So this is a series, it's a beginner's yoga series that I'll post, and this is the first video. What I'm going to do is break down each pose and teach you the health benefits of the pose, how to get in and out of the pose safely and easily. I'll teach you what it stretches, and if you have any questions, just comment and post, ask me whatever questions you have. I'll also tell you when you should avoid the poses, because there are certain poses that may not be good for certain injuries, illnesses, things like that. So today I'm going to teach you child's pose, and you may hear teachers use different names. There's all kinds of nicknames for the yoga poses. You may also hear the Sanskrit name, since yoga comes from Buddhist philosophy, and so Sanskrit, there's a Sanskrit name for every pose. So child's pose, the Sanskrit name is Balasana, you may hear that. But child's pose is what you're typically going to hear, and you'll see this in most yoga classes. It's used all the time. So I'll go ahead and show you how to get in and out of it, and then I'll tell you about the health benefits. Okay, so the easiest way to get into this pose, like if you are in a class and the teacher says, okay, now we're going to move into child's pose, one of the easiest ways is to make your way to tabletop, which is just on all fours. And from here, your knees are going to be at the edges of your mat. You're going to point your toes and touch your toes. So you're making a V shape right here. So our toes are pointed and they're touching. Our knees are out at the edges of our mat. Then we're going to just slowly sit down on our feet. So you're sitting down on your feet here, and then your hands are palm down on your mat. They're not way out here, they're not touching, they're in line with your shoulders. And then you slowly just lower down to the ground. Your torso is going to end up resting on your hamstrings. So lower down as low as you can go, and you're going to rest your forehead down on your mat, just face down. So this is the pose. The way to get out of the pose is you raise your head and you slowly just walk your hands up and come up. And then to move into your next yoga pose, it's always a good idea to just go back to that tabletop, and then you can either move to a sitting pose or you can stand up from here. But tabletop is going to be a great way to get in and out most poses. A way to modify this is, if it's too intense for your hips or your back, instead of having your knees at the edges of your mat, you can have them, your legs touching. So your legs are just touching, and you don't need to worry about pointing your toes. They're already going to be kind of in that position anyways. So just make sure your feet are behind you, your knees are in front, and then you lower down the same exact way. Lower down, your forehead is touching the mat. You can also, if this is too much on your neck, you can leave your hands behind you do that, you may want a pillow right here. So this will also stretch. I feel this stretching my back. So don't think that if you take a modified position, you're not going to get the benefits. You're still going to get the benefits from it. So that's one way to modify. Another way, you can take, this is just a rolled up towel. You can take a towel or a pillow, anything that's cushiony, and you can put it under your knees. You can also put it right here, kind of in between your ankles and your hamstrings, and then lower down like that. So those are ways to modify, and like I said, they're all going to be good for your body. You're going to feel it in all of those modifications. In this pose, the main things that we're stretching is our ankles, they get a nice little stretch. Our hamstrings get a slight stretch, and then our hips and our low back get stretched out too. So this pose is really good for calming down our autonomic nervous system. It brings down our energy. It's great for stress relief, and it's really good for stretching your back and your neck. If you have neck pain or back pain, it's really good for relieving that. Times you may want to avoid this. If you've just had knee surgery or have knee issues, since we're kind of on our knees, you probably don't want to do this pose. If you're using a blanket or a towel, it may be okay, but if you just had surgery, on your knees, I probably wouldn't do this one. But if you've recovered and you're cleared from your doctor, then you can try it and see how it feels, but I would use a pillow or towel to go under your knees and support them, just because all of our weight is on our knees in this one, and also back in our hips. So that's one to avoid it. You also, if you're having stomach issues, if your stomach's upset, you don't want to do this one because it's calming us down and getting all those digestive things going on. So avoid it if your stomach's upset. If you have questions, let me know. Comment and just ask me anything. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.